Hi there. So my name's Ken, and hi. And what I've got to show you today is an antique clock that I bought at an auction in. I'm in Canada, but I bought this at an auction in where was it? Tennessee. Yeah, somewhere in Tennessee. I forget the name of the town. But so anyway, that's where I got the clock, and it's a really interesting piece because it has the main clock and it has one figural statue that comes with it, which is unusual. Normally they come in parts of three, so that's interesting. And so when I was looking it over, I did take this back ring off the back, and I was able to remove the movement. And as you can see, it's quite dirty, so we're gonna have to clean it up. But I can tell from that stop wheel on the back that this is a pre-1900 clock, so it's 1800s. So it's very old. It is working, but it's so dirty I'm going to clean it. So my hobby is clock repair, and I'm going to take this movement out and clean it completely. But when I was looking at this piece, I looked on the bottom of this, and there's a piece of tape on there, and it's typewritten, so probably in the late 60s, early 70s, that type of typewriting. It's pre-IBM Selectric, so it's like a manual typewriter. And somebody typed some words on there, and you can't see them very clearly, so I took the time to put my magnifying glass on and read it. And what it says is this. It says, which kind of explains why we don't have the other figurine, why it's not a three-piece set. This is the property of Lewis A. Walter, 1012 South Floyd Street. And I did learn that that's in Louisville, Kentucky. The companion was stolen Thursday, March 4th, 67. I'm not sure of the year. I think it's 67. It was hard to make out. It was ripped. From this address. This is one of three pieces French gilt clock set, Crystal Palace Exposition, 1851 value, and then that part is ripped off. And yeah, J&D Liquidators is Knoxville, Tennessee is where I got it at auction. This so I researched Mr. Walter to see if I could reach him and let him know that I have his clock, but I wasn't able to find any information on him. I did find his address and his name, and that he was a member of the Kentucky Historical Society. So that's rather interesting. So there's a lot of interesting stuff we've learned about this clock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the internet now and look at Crystal Palace Exposition 1851 to see what we find there. So I found the Great Exhibition of the Works of Industry of All Nations, also known as the Great Exposition or the Crystal Palace Exhibition, and it was in Hyde Park, London from 1st of May to 15th of October 1851. It's a series, the first in a series of world fairs. So there's some of the facts about it right there. So that's interesting. So that little tidbit on the internet tells us maybe a clue to the age of this clock. So if it was at the exhibition in 1851, that's about how old this clock is. So it's pretty dirty. All of the gilt is worn off the dress. There's some pieces missing here. It's in pretty rough shape. But the clock itself has still good gilt on it. So it's really quite nice. So what we're going to do is over the next few weeks, couple of weeks, I'm going to disassemble this clock and completely clean it. And you're gonna follow me through that process. All right, that's it for now. Look for video number 2 coming up.